What is up, spooky friends? It's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be taking you along with me as I show you our staycation that me and my husband Shawn did for our 2-year wedding anniversary. So we chose for our 2-year wedding anniversary to visit the little ghost town known as the wickedest town in the West, Jerome, Arizona, which has a history of being haunted, and it was just right up our alley and something that we have been wanting to do for a really long time. So Jerome, Arizona is about 100 miles north of Phoenix. From where we live in Phoenix, we live in North Phoenix, so it only took us about an hour and a half to arrive in Jerome, and it's really a very scenic drive up the I-17, and then as you're driving up the mountain into Jerome, you really get to see some amazing scenery looking out on the Verde Valley. So Jerome is located in the Black Hills of Arizona on the side of Cleopatra Hill overlooking the Verde Valley. The town of Jerome was founded in the late 19th century, and it reached its prime in the 1920s when its copper mines were booming. And the mines stopped operating in the 1950s, and then the town really had to turn to tourism for revenue. One of the really big sources of revenue is the lodging that is available, and probably the most popular place in Jerome is the Jerome Grand Hotel, which is where we really wanted to stay when we were planning our staycation. It does have a history of being haunted, which I will definitely get into that a little bit more later in this video, but this has been a place that we've really wanted to stay because we actually stopped by Jerome while we were on our honeymoon 2 years ago. We were visiting Sedona. We got a tip from a friend that Jerome would be a spooky little town that we would like to visit, so we just stopped in the town for a few hours and visited and decided that we really wanted to stay at the hotel, so we finally made that happen. Once we got checked in at the Jerome Grand Hotel, we decided to take a walk around the town and explore the different art galleries, get a bite to eat, and just enjoy the town. For dinner, we decided to try this restaurant called Grapes, which a friend of mine recommended to me, and they have super good Italian food. All of the ingredients just taste very fresh. I would highly recommend it if you are visiting Jerome and looking for a delicious place to eat. After dinner, we headed back up to our hotel. The Jerome Grand Hotel, fun fact, was originally built as a hospital. It was built as the United Verde Hospital in 1926, and it was built on a steep slope looming over the town, which I think really adds to the spookiness of the building. And it is, to this day, known as the highest commercial building in the Verde Valley. So back in about 1930, it was considered one of the most modern hospitals in the western United States. But the hospital ended up closing in 1950, and for the next few decades, it was basically all but abandoned, except for being maintained by a caretaker who made sure that the building stayed in fair condition and made sure that nobody vandalized it. The last caretaker was found dead in the engineer's office. He was hung from a steam pipe, and that was in 1980, and his death was ruled a suicide. So the caretaker is one of the ghosts that the hotel staff have claimed that they have seen or heard in the hotel. So after that, the owner of the building at the time sold it to the current owner, who now operates the building as the Jerome Grand Hotel. After we checked into our room, we really just kind of wanted to wander the halls and see different parts of the hotel. So I was reading online about different reportings of hauntings in the hotel. So apparently, guests of the hotel have reported seeing ghosts of the hospital patients and hospital employees roaming the halls. They have reported seeing a ghost child, sometimes at the foot of their bed, which is, oh my gosh, super creepy. Some of them have reported seeing a cat, which is kind of random. We didn't see any of that while we were there, but those are some of the things that I read online. And then during its time operating as a hospital, the United Verde Hospital, an estimated 9,000 deaths occurred while it was operating, between 1926 and 1950. But I also read that the records of the patient deaths have been hard to verify, so it's a little hard to tell if that number is really accurate. Shawn's favorite part of the hotel was definitely the Otis elevator. So this elevator was Arizona's first self-service elevator, which I thought was pretty crazy. And it's still operating to this day. So they do regular inspections on it, and the hotel guests can use it. They actually give you a key just for the elevator at the front desk when you check in. And it is said to be haunted because I couldn't find the year on this, but a hotel maintenance man was found dead, pinned by the elevator in a suspicious manner that didn't make sense as an accident, almost as if somebody framed it as an accident, but it was actually done on purpose. So at the end of the night, we celebrated with some drinks in the asylum, and we ended up going to bed at like 9:30 because we're old people. In the morning, we were able to get a very amazing view of the valley from our window. So we were on the second floor, I believe, and had a really great view of the valley. And we checked out of the hotel, and we decided to go to lunch at the Haunted Hamburger, which is a really, really popular spot, and it happened to be a Monday, so we were actually able to get a spot in the restaurant, but normally it's really difficult to on the weekends. But when you first walk in, there's a bunch of merchandise and everything. We sat out on the view patio, and we're able to get that really awesome lookout of the entire valley. The food was amazing. And then we just spent the rest of the day exploring the town of Jerome a little bit more, looking at all of the different art galleries, and we just really enjoyed ourselves. We found a store in Jerome that is basically a store of all Christmas stuff, but it had a corner of Halloween stuff, so I had to check that out. It had some really cute decorations, but I definitely thought of my mom with all of the Christmas decorations, because my mom is as much of a crazy Christmas lady as I am a crazy Halloween lady. Another really fascinating historic landmark in the town is the Bartlett Hotel, which was originally the Grandview Hotel, and it was built in 1895, and it was the first two-story building in Jerome, but it was destroyed by a fire. So now all that's left are these skeleton remains of the building, but apparently this place was a big deal. It had rooms for dancing and dining and sleeping, so it was just really a place where different events were held and everything like that. But now it's kind of held as just a spooky historic landmark, and different artists put their displays in these rooms of the old Bartlett Hotel, so it's really a cool thing to look at. This is another fun one to look at. So the original jail in Jerome has been moved, not by man-made force, but because in a landslide in 1938, the jail slid 225 feet into the road at the time, and now it is stabilized and is a historic landmark, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, so we just got back in town, and I'm actually at Fry's picking up our groceries because we needed to pick up our groceries for the week since we both have to go back to work tomorrow. But we really enjoyed our stay at the Jerome Grand Hotel. As far as spooky occurrences, I don't know that I was expecting very much to happen. I'm not the type of person that goes and looks for supernatural things to happen, but I also am open to believing in them at the same time. Does that make sense? Comment down below with where you are about the whole spiritual supernatural occurrences thing. But last night, in the middle of the night, I was dead asleep, I was so tired because we had a few drinks, and we each had a couple drinks. So I fell asleep really quickly, and there was this blood-curdling, loud scream in the middle of the night, and from what I can remember, it jolted me awake, and I woke up and I said something to Shawn. I don't know if it was oh my god, that's so annoying, because I thought I heard other people laughing after the person screamed, and it sounded like a woman screaming, and I thought I heard Shawn say, yeah, something like that, but when I asked him about it this morning, he had no memory of it happening. So, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. He can be a very heavy sleeper, and it probably was just another guest who is possibly having a good time and decided to scare some people in the middle of the night. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I can remember as far as last night goes. Okay, so update. I'm home now. I picked up our groceries. So overall, we had a great experience in Jerome at the Grand Hotel. Drop a comment down below and let me know what your spooky destination dream vacation would be. I know a lot of people want to go to Salem, Massachusetts. That is definitely on my list of places that I would like to visit. But yeah, I want to know what yours is, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel, comment, like the video, and have a spooktacular day.